I want you to think of a Chad, like a guy who is 10 out of 10 attractive. Or think of a guy who's a millionaire, or he has like a 10 out of 10 physique. This guy would be so attractive that he'd have no problems in his dating life, right? But there is one trait, just one trait, that if you gave it to him, they'd even joke and say mean things about him to their girlfriends. Before I tell you the answer, I want you to just really, genuinely just sit here for a second and think, wait, so if there's a guy who's 10 out of 10 and only one trait, what would it be? Try and comment your idea as well. You'll help me boost the algorithm for this video. Here's a few ideas that I'll sort of break away first. I think if we asked girls this, they would say something that, no offense, is kind of retarded. Girls, when you ask them any question to do with like dating and attractiveness, I find that they often kind of lie and they often say things which sounds kind of nice about them. So if you ask a girl, like, what's the one trait that if a really attractive guy had it, he'd still be unattractive? Girls will say something cute like, oh yeah, if he's selfish, whatever. You and I both know that selfish guys still do really, really well with girls. Another girl might say like, yeah, if he's like an asshole or if he's emotionally abusive. You and I both know that guys like that still get girls. Like, how many girls have you spoke to who say like, yeah, my ex or the guy I was seeing, which by the way, the guy she was seeing usually means a guy who was fucking her without actually getting into a relationship with her. So she saw him as like high status as fuck, right? She'll say, oh yeah, he was like emotionally abusive, but he was still the guy who was having sex with her. So we're not gonna listen to girls when it comes to dating, which is often a better sort of strategy. You never listen to women when they answer online about their sort of preferences, because for some reason they just always seem to lie. But for you, you answer with just one trait. What could it be? Because I'm going to tell you my idea, and I might not be right by this, but I actually think that this is a really good idea that I thought of. What is the one trait that even if a Chad had it, he would actually repulse and disgust girls? Bad breath. Think about it. All these other traits like, he gets angry. He even gets abusive. There's girls, and I hate saying this, but there's girls who kind of like that. There's girls who actually are continually with guys who are abusive towards them. There's girls who stay with guys who are abusive. There's girls who stay with guys who are angry and violent, right? And that's like as bad as it could get. Bad hygiene is worse than that when it comes to just observing women's preferences. Because think about it. This guy could be the most super attractive guy, but imagine a girl he goes on a first date with and she realizes his breath stinks. Straight away, the guy who is a 10 has just plummeted and she's gonna be kind of like repulsed. Imagine he thinks he's like doing well on the date and he leans in for the kiss and she's like, maybe she gives him like the smallest peck, but she's literally repulsed by him. And she's gonna go home or she's gonna go to the bathroom and text her girl saying like, oh my God, his breath stinks, it's disgusting. I know this is a weird topic for me to make a video on, but it just popped up into my mind because most people brush their teeth twice a day. If you don't, by the way, if you've ever had a period where you're not brushing your teeth twice a day, usually the reason why is because of poor mental health. You'll be so surprised of how much your mental health dictates your behaviors, especially when it comes to hygiene. So if you ever go through that period, maybe there's some people watching this who are in that right now, where, for example, you're not brushing your teeth consistently, you're not showering, forget those real world behaviors that you've been obsessing on and go and obsess over your mental health by meditating and doing gratitude journaling and exercising and getting into the sun, and then you'll have no problems with mental health. But like a lot of people in the modern day, like these politically correct, woke, skinny neck, low testosterone people, a lot of these people like to overcomplicate mental health. But a lot of it is literally some of the basic human habits, like some good exercise, sunlight, friendships, sleep, staying away from drugs and substances and video games and instant gratification activities. By the way, if you ever do find yourself in a period where you're not consistently brushing your teeth or showering, it's always because of your mental health. So you can just search on YouTube, Hamza Mental Health Guide, and I have like a free full video breaking down how to fix your mental health. But now for everyone else who's watching this video, it feels kind of pointless. Like you already brush your teeth consistently, so there's no action step that you can take here. But there is. 50% of the people who are watching this don't do this extra tip when it comes to not having stinky breath. Look at the view count on this video. Half of those people don't do this, and you might actually be in that half, by the way. And it is brushing your tongue. Most people have only ever been taught to brush their teeth. They brush their teeth for 2 minutes, or they think it's 2 minutes, but it's actually like 1 minute and 10 seconds, and then they're done. Where do you think bad breath actually is. It's not actually on the teeth. It's mostly on your tongue, especially the back of your tongue. And so when you brush your teeth, okay, awesome. But once you finish brushing your teeth for 2 minutes, start brushing your tongue. And I know, yeah, it's sus or whatever you want to say. Whatever, okay, sure. Sounds gay, but just fucking stick your little toothbrush into your mouth. Brush your tongue all the way back till you gag. I'm telling you, like, and some pussy's gonna be watching this saying, oh, I just can't. Just fucking grow up and just fucking stick it down your throat, bro. That's where the bad breath is. And what I'm about to say, you're going to notice this from now on. You can tell who doesn't brush their tongue because when they talk, you'll be able to see like yellowish kind of gunk on their tongue, which is bits of food and bacteria that has been there for probably days. And you'll notice this in yourself. Your tongue should be like perfectly like pink, like the sort of color of the flesh. And if there's like a layer of like kind of white and yellow over it, it's like, God, I'm even gagging thinking about it. That's like the sort of smelly bacteria, whatever it is. Now, as a counterpoint, by the way, I did one time hear that you're supposed to leave that kind of bacteria on your tongue because it's technically healthy, and this is why like mouthwash is actually kind of bad for your health. But that being said, I think having smelly breath is like one of the worst things ever. Imagine you're sat next to a friend, a girl who could have been like your future girlfriend, and they never want to speak to you again because they smell your breath and they're like, holy shit, that guy is like fucking disgusting. And I'm telling you, it's not your teeth, it is your tongue. So from now on, the 2 times that you brush your teeth in morning and nighttime, for like 10 seconds, 20 seconds afterwards, get used to brushing your tongue, and you'll notice just how cleaner your mouth feels. And you will 100%, mark my words, next time you're somewhere social, you'll notice the person who's got like a dirty tongue, and you're gonna start to get disgusted by the person who's like this. And then you'll remember the point of this video, because it might be someone who seems really popular or attractive, and you'll be just thinking like, holy shit, that's repulsive. When that happens, in a weird way, you're gonna realize that you're actually on quite a unique path. Like, I know we spoke about something kind of weird today, like brushing your tongue, but the path you're on of self-improvement and discipline starts to push you away from like the average person. And eventually, maybe already, you start to feel like there's no one you can relate to, no one you want to be friends with, because you're here trying to be disciplined on self-improvement, cutting out the bad habits, starting the new habits, and you feel like no one else is on this journey. And if that's how you feel, you might want to join my self-improvement community. We do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah.